So when I was in the private sector, I was actually an IT teacher.
Yeah.
Now in the public sector, we've just recently introduced coding and robotics.
Ooh.
But it's still on a small scale. The kids are interested. Most of them are touching an iPad for the first time. So before we even go into the actual IT of it, they're happy for the gadget. In schools right now, as teachers, there are two generations.
Okay.
There's the youngings and the older teachers who like to refer to themselves as BBTs, that's born before technology.
Okay.
So,
So then what still matters in education as an educator if answers and information is so readily available to kids that they can access it anytime?
there are kids that actually enjoy homework.
Yeah.
And then there are kids that do not want homework at all. Kids that do their homework in the morning in the classroom. With those that we're all there.
Yes,
at
but
some
don't
point.
do it at home.
If you rely completely on AI, then we are probably looking at a world where we cannot sit and have this conversation.
I hear you.
Because you first want to ask AI, hey, what do I say to Prince?
What do I say to Prince now?
Yes.
Something strange is happening in the classrooms right now. For the first time in history, students may be adapting to technology faster than the teachers and the adults that are teaching them. Students can use AI to basically write essay, solve maths problems, summarize textbooks, and sometimes even come up with an entire assignment presentation all before you say to them, dinner is ready. So then the question becomes, how do we make sure that students are actually being taught in an age where information is not harder to access? And how do we actually ensure that they're not outsourcing their thinking to technology and the AI apps that are readily available on their phone? Hello, hi, Sanbona Ikamo, Prince Wakamashinini. I'm on a mission to figure out how AI is changing our everyday life and how it can work for you and me. Namhlanje, I'm joined by someone who is at the front line of the conversation that we are having. A teacher, an IT specialist, Munei Mahada. Welcome to Everyday AI.
Thank you, Prince.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I am fantastic. Now, before we start talking about AI in the classroom, because that's the conversation that we are having today. You're a teacher, you interact with students on a daily.
Yes.
I want to know who you are. Who is Munei Mahada beyond the classroom? Mm-hmm. And how did you even arrive at saying, hey, I'm going to be a teacher, or I want to be a teacher?
Okay, so I started as an IT student, and during my IT, I enjoyed the teaching more than the IT itself. I used to conduct some lessons with my lecturer. I'd ask for slots, especially in statistics. That's where I figured out I actually love teaching maths.
Ooh.
Then I started working in IT, got accepted in university, left like I'm sick, sent in my resignation. And the rest is history. All
right, I feel like you are fast tracking a lot for me, right? Because I'm hearing so much information and I'm like, I want to process it, all of it, right? Mm-hmm. So you, first of all, studied IT.
Yes.
You completed that degree.
I completed my degree.
It was a 3-year or 4-year degree, doesn't matter. And you complete the degree, and then do you go to school, go to work?
I went to work for a couple of months. I think it was 5 months.
Yeah.
And then I got accepted into a university for education. Then I put in my resignation. First, I left like I was just sick. I went to go check out the university.
Yeah.
Liked what I'm seeing. Then I sent in my resignation and I did my education full time, 4 years.
So another 4 years back in school?
Yes.
Yes, I want to have your stamina. But that's really admirable.
Yeah.
Why teaching?
I enjoy passing on my knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fun to see that I can teach you and you can relay it back to me just as I was saying it. So that was a fun aspect to me. And I thought, if I can do this, and this is like sharing part of me with someone, then why not? So I decided, I'm going back into the classroom.
Oh, wow. And how long have you been teaching now?
3 years now.
3 years.
Yes.
I want to know, are you teaching in a private institution or in a public institution?
When I started off in a private institution.
Yeah.
And then I'm currently in a public institution right now.
So in that 3 years, how long were you in private?
In the private, I was there for 7 months. And then I switched into the public
Why?
sector. The benefits. The public sector has so much more benefits. With the private, you actually could just set your own curriculum, but according to the standards.
Okay.
I felt like sometimes I was teaching redundant stuff. So then with the public sector, everything is set out for you, your annual teaching plan, you know exactly what you need to do, plus the benefits, the environment. Then I went back into it.
All right. And are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it.
What would you say you love about teaching so far? You've been teaching for 3 years now.
I love when kids can just explain to me before I even have to ask.
Okay.
Especially right now, I started with the kids that are in grade 7 now. I started with them in grade 4. Ooh. So I've been going up with them. So I like that even now in grade 7, when they're teaching something, I just take it back. Remember in grade 4, we did this. Yes, this is what you said. And then you had an activity like this. Then I'm like, now we're picking it up to this level. Grade 7 now.
Yeah.
Interact. Let's interact. Link this to what I taught you in grade 4. Then they now explain that. So that makes me happy to say, okay, I wasn't speaking to a wall.
Yeah.
I was teaching kids that are listening to me.
Yeah.
So that makes me happy.
Oh man, it sounds really, really lovely. It sounds like also even when you are talking about it, you are lighting up. Like yes. I can see how warm you're getting in the face.
Kids are very lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, AI in the classroom, that's a conversation that we are having today.
Yes.
Now we know you're somebody who's worked as an IT specialist and you're like 7 months in, I'm enough with this. Actually, my passion is teaching.
Yes.
And you went full force and you got a degree in teaching. So you're double degreed student, right? And now you're a teacher. I'm curious, AI in the classroom, has AI actually reached your classrooms?
Yes. So when I was in the private sector, I was actually an IT teacher.
Yeah.
So I teach them the scaled down level of coding. So that was fun. With IT, it's just words. So when I brought it down to the kids level, it's pictures, it's little code blocks that they can see how maybe their character gets to move after having them code on that.
Okay.
And then now in the public sector, we've just recently introduced coding and robotics. Ooh. But it's still on a small scale because it's a lot of kids and very little iPads.
Yeah.
So it's fun. The kids are interested. Most of them are touching an iPad for the first time. So before we even go into the actual IT of it, they're happy for the gadgets.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see.
I can imagine because at the age of these kids are like 10,
9,
11,
10.
12, 13, you're very impressionable.
Yes.
So you put something that's fascinating like technology in front of me. I really want to know everything about it.
Yes.
But I'm curious then, as a teacher, are you receiving enough training to support the work that you're doing to ensure that when AI is fully integrated into your classroom, you are ready for what it brings?
There are some programs that are being introduced to teachers where they workshop us on the use of IT in our classrooms, though it's not open to everyone yet. A number of selected schools get to go through that. So I would say with me, because I've already done the IT, I do not need it much.
Yeah.
But I see that with my colleagues, they really do need it because the iPad interface is not as simple as Android. So they need first to learn about that. How do I access this whole interface before I can go into the teaching of the coding, the robotics and that. So yeah, there are programs that are there and teachers that are interested in it are actually partaking in them.
So you are on the grounds, you're in school every day, you're interacting with kids, you're interacting with teachers. I'm curious to find out, what do you think is a harder era for teachers specifically to adapt to in terms of like the internet era and the AI era when you speak amongst your colleagues?
I would say both, because in schools right now, as teachers, there are two generations.
Okay.
There's the youngings and the older teachers who like to refer to themselves as BBTs, that's born before technology.
Okay.
So they use us, the young ones, to sort of take them through the ropes. they are very forthcoming about them not being too well versed with some functions or what we find on your IT gadgets.
Yeah.
So it's fun. With the younger teachers, we know everyone can sort of figure it out themselves. But with the older teachers, they are open to us showing them stuff that we know. It also makes life simple and easier for them, not having to use pen and paper for everything, and just being able to have an internet readily available to you to look for some information that you think kids will find interesting in your class.
Okay. Now, what subjects do you teach? Because I heard you mentioning robotics and encoding.
So I teach mathematics and natural sciences and technology.
Oh, so you are actually the right person, because those are right in the middle of AI, and kids usually use AI to solve problems in mathematics and technology and science. That's fascinating. Which subject do you enjoy teaching?
Initially, I used to enjoy maths a lot.
Yeah.
But now I enjoy natural sciences and technology more. There are a lot of things that kids can do with AI in natural sciences and technology.
Yeah.
A lot of projects there, so it's fun.
And it sounds like it.
Yes, because now we can use the AI today and link it to their traditional knowledge. So them having being able to link that this is how we do it at home, but I can use AI and it's still the same thing, but different modes of teaching.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you, as a teacher, use AI?
So right now, because a lot of kids don't have access to gadgets, I don't use it mostly in the class, but I like giving them activities to do at home.
Yeah.
Because in as much as some don't have, their parents definitely have. So they use it to find more information on some of the topics that we're using, put together presentations on a topic that we are currently doing. That's how I can see if they actually understand what we're doing. So for them, even using something as simple as a PowerPoint presentation is fun to them.
Oh.
So I can bring in my laptop in class, go borrow the projector from the office, and then send everything to me on my phone. I'll just find your name and you'll present in class.
Okay. As a professional yourself, right?
Yeah.
Are you somebody who is an advocate of AI, of using these apps? And if so, like, how have they integrated into your life, in your work life, even in your personal life, if you don't mind sharing?
I am twofold about that.
Yeah.
I believe we should use AI as a guide. So with me in my classroom, I definitely use it to guide me in my lesson planning, some worksheets, because in as much as we use textbooks, some textbooks don't have the activities that we want.
Yeah.
So I also use that to generate worksheets.
Ooh.
And sometimes even generate a question paper after having loading my annual teaching plan on there with the instructions. I want this much marks. Then it just does everything.
So it sounds very administrative in a way you're using it.
It's mostly admin.
So can you use it in a sense that you're like, I see what the curriculum and the coursework is saying from the Department of Education. However, maybe if I use AI and pull up maybe the same topics and then get my coursework done and presented from AI, is that allowed? Can you do that? Would you do that?
Yes, it is allowed, just as long as you're not straying from what the department is asking you to teach.
Yeah.
They actually encourage us to look for sources that can enrich or add more on what the textbooks are already readily giving us.
Yeah.
But now it's a progressive world. Information is always changing.
Yeah.
So some of the older textbooks don't have the newer information.
Yeah.
So that's where now AI comes in for us and the internet.
And you use it.
I use
effectively.
it. Very effectively.
The kids you teach are very young and impressionable. Yes. Like, what's their reception towards AI? Like, when you speak, do you have engagements and conversations around maybe what is AI? Have those conversations started around that age group, around 10, 11, 12?
It's just a few number of learners that are interested in it, mostly the ones that have cell phones.
Yeah.
So recently in class we had a topic where we were discussing on particles of matter.
That's science.
Yes, that's science. So one of the kid pulls up that I was on my phone and then I put this in AI and this is what it says.
Okay.
But you did not explain it like this. And I'm like, okay, well, what you're explaining is actually a higher level.
Okay.
And I have to first scale it down so that you guys understand the basics.
Yeah.
So with them, most of them are just saying, just teach us this, ma'am. We understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no. You need to understand that there are other learners in class and we don't learn the same. So I need to first start with the basics and then we'll come up to what you guys want me to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that must be a challenge though. Because now the kids have 2 teachers.
Yes, it is, because sometimes the knowledge that they ask me to explain is probably stuff that I've also long forgotten from like matric.
Yeah.
So obviously as a teacher you don't let them know that I don't know. You're just like I'll explain that later.
Yeah.
Because I know then I'm going to be on my phone and it's like, remind me about this. So AI.
And then you go to AI to say,
Yes.
remind me about this. Oh, that's
because as a
fascinating.
teacher, we don't know everything. We are lifelong learners.
Yes.
We learn at every step.
This is also making me think. One of the things that come up with this conversation around AI in the classroom or just AI in teaching is that people are saying or they're proposing that it will level the play field in terms of like private education and public education. Now, you are someone who has taught in a private institution and now you are in a public institution. And even the public institution kids, some of them who are privileged enough to have maybe parents with phones and technology and all of those access can go home and expand on topics like you are saying, right?
Yes.
It's making me think, would you say then AI is going to ensure that the level of education that we receive or kids are receiving is the same, whether you are in private school or in public school, because you are using the same ChatGPT? Would you say
Yes,
that is...
I would say in a way it does. I was of a different belief before this.
Yeah.
But just 2 weeks back, we were at a tournament, a netball tournament.
Yeah.
And the schools around the district, there are also like private schools there. So you can already tell when they're conversating, when they're having a conversation, this one is more knowledgeable about this.
Okay.
So I saw my kids coming through with shots back at the kids to say, okay, this is stuff that they're getting from the internet, from AI. And they didn't feel like they need to shy away because they're not on the same level.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely leveling the...
In a way.
In a way.
For a few.
Yes, for a few. The ones who have access to it, that is.
And the access is also just a big conversation around it.
Yes.
AI can genuinely help students learn, but it can also help them avoid learning entirely. And I think that's where the tension is for everyone within this conversation. The students, the teachers, the parents, everyone who's concerned is concerned about that. Now, Munei, you are a teacher.
Yes.
And you interact with kids on a daily. Do you believe that kids who have access to AI are becoming smarter or more faster in doing their work?
I would say more faster, but not smarter.
Oh.
Yes. The difference now with using AI is there are learners who will use AI and just copy down what they see.
Yeah.
And then there are kids that actually read and want to learn more about what they're reading.
Yeah.
So this comes back to the learner who asked me about a question that they saw or information that they saw on AI. That one was learning.
And that's the difference.
Yes. And then there's someone who will not be able to relay back what they wrote down. That's just making them faster.
And not making them smarter.
Yes.
And we want them to do what the student did.
Yes.
There's a topic at hand, they go home and they expand on
Yes.
it. Can you tell if a student has used AI to do their work?
Yes, I can.
How?
The terminology that is being used there.
Okay.
The English. So when a learner uses AI, you can hear it with the words that they're using. Some words are not words that we use at this level, at primary level.
Yeah.
So there's a one time that a learner said to me, we were doing solutions, and they said to me, a solution is a homogeneous mixture.
Okay, homogeneous is grade 10 now.
Yes. Then I was literally just like, internet.
Explain.
Because what is homogeneous? Can you let me know what homogeneous is?
Yeah.
That's where I saw that, okay, they have an answer down, but they didn't care to know the different terms that they're seeing on there. If you tell me that a solution is a homogeneous mixture, and you say homogeneous is when things look the same, then I know that you went further to look up the words that you're writing down.
Oh, and there's an understanding behind what you wrote down.
Yes.
But has there been an instance where a student surprised you and you thought you read their homework and you're like, no, like you're saying, this is AI, only come to find out that's actually their work?
Yes, there is one kid. He's very well spoken. His head is always buried in a book.
Okay.
So even when the classroom is just noisy, he's reading. So they had a practical activity that they had to do, and they had to expand on what they were doing.
Okay.
Then what he was writing on there, a lot of kids were giving me 1 sentence, 2 sentences, and he was full on giving me paragraphs.
Okay.
Then I just said, no, there is absolutely no way. Then I called the learner here and said, explain this. I think you took this from the internet. And it's like, oh no, ma'am, this is what I was saying. And then he laid it down thick for me.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, okay, this kid actually knows what he was writing. In as much as AI did assist, he can explain it back to me. Then I was just like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
It happens. It happens. But you teach also subjects that are very, how would I say, They formula based, like maths is formula based, right? And one of the conversations around AI is the misinformation that it comes with, right? Because it has a bias. It knows you, so it will affirm whatever you are saying, even if you are in the wrong. Now, as a teacher, are you concerned about misinformation, especially in subjects like maths, where there's set formulas and set outcomes that you expect when you give learners who just take and paste into AI?
Yes. So with AI, it was coded in or set up by a human being.
Yeah.
The level of knowledge that we have is not the same. You may still know solutions as maybe how it was explained 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then today, that is not how we explain it. So the same thing happens with maths. Yes, we know that with maths, the formula matters, the method matters, and the answer. But now there are formulas that have been updated.
Yeah.
So when a learner brings me an answer with an ancient formula
that they got from ChatGPT,
yes, that's where I see that, okay, this kid wasn't listening to me in class. I gave the notes, and they are not using the formula that is on the notes. This is something that I did during my own education, which was years ago. So now if I actually ask them to explain what is this N, where are you taking this N from, what does this mean? They cannot tell me that, no, this N is standing for maybe the number of patterns or whatever. So that's where I see that, okay, this learner's using the AI and they're not seeing if the knowledge that they're getting from there is relating to what is in their books right now.
Oh, whew. I hear you. You're such a teacher, because, I mean, every time you answer something, I'm just taking it in, and it's making me think even more. Because now I'm thinking, what if I'm a student, right? And I have AI at my disposal. I'm your student, right?
Yes.
And I'm somebody who, let's say, struggles to write essays. And it's an essay situation I have to write for natural science. But I'm great with my ideas and how I speak. I have vocabulary, but I'm just terrible at writing. And I use AI to basically tell the app, this is what I'm thinking, write an essay for me. And if I do that, am I cheating or is that smart learning?
In a way, it's both.
Okay.
I'd say you're cheating if you can't go back and read it. Because the challenge we have now is that kids can speak it, but they cannot write it. So at least know what the paper entails. Because we're not saying struggle and not write anything. Marks for effort, thank you. But now explain it back to me. You, in as much as the assignment is for me to mark, you should be able to answer me if I ask you about it. So there are kids that don't care to go back and read. So I may put in a prompt for ChatGPT to give me this and this and this, and then just type it out or copy it down and that's that.
Yeah.
And there are kids that actually go back and they check, okay, I don't want to talk about this. Let me leave this out completely. I won't be able to explain this.
Yeah.
If you cannot explain it back to me,
Then
you are cheating.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I think what you're saying is you need to read what you are.
Yes.
You can prompt the app. You can use
prompt
the
app.
apps,
Yes.
but go back to
And
reread.
check. Yes.
What are they saying there?
Yeah.
Actually, are they saying, or have they articulated me in a way that I want to be articulated? Would you say between the grades that you teach, where are you seeing the rise of use in terms of AI and the internet and relying on these technology apps that we now have?
Definitely the older kids, the grade 6s and 7s.
Yeah.
So around grade 7, a lot of them are getting phones. So the ones who've been having access to phones, let them know that, hey, I use this to do my homework. You are writing down.
Yeah.
This is so simple. Your language is so simple. So now it's interesting to them to know that they can easily do their homework very quickly without having to think too much.
Yeah.
Too much, not think at all.
Too much.
Yes.
But then does that make homeworks redundant in this era? Because if I can just take whatever you are saying and put it in an app and then I get an answer.
I feel in a way, yes. Homework is a bit redundant, but also not too much, because there are kids that actually enjoy homework.
Yeah.
And then there are kids that do not want homework at all. Kids that do their homework in the morning in the classroom.
Oof.
Yes. With those that
Did it.
we're all there.
Yes,
at
but
some
don't do it at home.
So with the kids that actually still like doing the homework, it serves as a way to check if they were understanding what was being taught in class.
Yeah.
So can I do this alone, or do I need the teacher to hold my hand in class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Do you think with the rise of AI, right, do you think we will get to an age where assessments and how we assess if students are learning will change? Hear me out. I mean, right now we sit in 3-hour exams and we sit in written essays and all of those things. Do you see an age where exams are more oral, they're more practical, and they're more in class, so we can see your logic of thinking? So if, let's say, we want you to write an essay in science about solutions or whatever, instead of making you go write it at home, we're going to want you to come do an oral presentation so we can understand what you're saying. Do you think the assessments might change like that?
Yes, there are schools that are already doing that.
Okay.
Actually, it all comes down to we don't learn the same. I may be limiting Prince from progressing to the next grade or passing to the next grade because Prince cannot write. But I know Prince can come and explain it to me thoroughly or present it, and that warrants the same marks that someone who wrote it down got. So this is exposing different types of learning skills that the kids have, and then they can relay it back to me. So definitely we are using that as assessment-wise, but it's still very on a lower level because as the kids grow, we want to see it on paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you for it or against it?
I'm for it.
Okay. I didn't have to finish the question.
I am for it. I know this because I have kids that I definitely know they struggle writing. But when it comes to presentation time, they come through.
So it balances it out.
That's where it balances it out, yes.
So then what still matters in education as an educator if answers and information is so readily available to kids that they can access it anytime? What do you still find is valuable about learning?
I think that if I am a teacher and I'm teaching it to them, some kids don't want to read. Let's start there. They just want to listen.
Yeah.
So with me there, I know I am able to relay my knowledge and they are listening. And there are just kids who feel that I don't even want ma'am to say anything. I'll just go read it myself. So with them, they can come back with questions to say, I read this, can you explain this further?
Yeah.
But there's still learners who need me to stand there and just give the knowledge, pass it on to them.
Traditionally.
So, traditionally, yes. So there are still kids who are very much traditional. Some of them are not traditional because they choose to be traditional. It's
Okay.
because they do not have access to resources that can maybe help them to be more individual in
In the
their
way they
acquiring
learn.
knowledge.
Yeah. Oof. This conversation is not just between me and Munei in studio. You are also part of the conversation. And what I want to know from you today is, do you think AI is actually helping students learn faster, better? Or do you think that it's helping them avoid learning altogether? Hit us up in the comment section and let us know what you think. Also, while you are there, subscribe and like the channel so you see our next episodes as we drop them. But the question that is swirling in my mind as the conversation progresses is, what exactly are we preparing our student for? If AI can already code, translate, do presentation, what are they supposed to be doing? Or maybe the entire education system itself needs to change as we go into the future. Now, Munei, you are an educator.
Yes.
What do you think a classroom, a typical traditional South African classroom, looks like in 2035?
I think there would definitely be more use of technology.
Yeah.
But I believe there will be ways in which we can tell if your ideas are completely AI generated or there's some of you in there.
Oh, do you think it will progress to that level?
Yes, I mean, if we take it to varsity level,
Yeah.
they can already detect if I used AI completely.
But
So why not bring it down?
Sometimes those are not reliable.
Then yes, they're not
They're
as
not-
reliable.
Yeah.
I feel if there is that little level of fear that we can instill in the learners, then maybe they will not completely
Outsource.
outsource and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because with AI, it allows you not to think at all. You can just put your prompt in there and it's done. So if we in a way let you know that we will be able to tell,
Yeah.
then it still gives you that little, let me put me in
Into
this.
this, yeah.
Let me not rely completely on AI, because if you rely completely on AI, then we are probably looking at a world where we cannot sit and have this conversation.
I hear you.
Because you first want to ask AI, hey, what do I say to
What do I
Prince?
say to Prince now?
Yes.
Yes. But then also because you teach young kids who are so impressionable, and when you're saying something like this, it's making me think, Kuti, are there any conversations of having subjects around AI? You said coding and robotics.
Yes.
That's being done. Anything
Yes.
else around maybe specifically how to use AI correctly? Have you tapped into that?
Yes, before we go into the robotics and coding, that's where we start.
Okay.
Learn about how it works, learn about the gadgets. Because if you're going to code and you do not know how to use what you're coding on, then we
There's-
might as well end the class right now.
Okay, so there's steps
There are
into...
steps. You don't just jump right into the coding. We need to first familiarize ourselves with the simple stuff. How to use Word.
Okay.
How to... every other thing that's on there. So you know that it's not just about you asking AI to generate stuff for you.
Okay. But then, so because the students are learning the basics, like you are saying, are there any rules and regulations that are in place in terms of how you use AI in schools and in your work as a student that your school maybe has?
Okay, so with what we are using right now, we have blocked off some functions that we do not want the kids going into.
Okay.
Yes, so the iPads that we use are only allowing them to go into the apps that we want them to use. So in a way, that is also shielding us and them from accessing stuff that is above what they should be learning right now, or maybe not supposed to be accessible to them at this age.
At this age.
Yes.
Now, the programs that you have, are they department implemented or just specifically your school?
Some of them are department implemented for the schools that are starting with the robotics and coding programs. So it needs to be uniform across.
Okay.
We can't have one program that the other school that is doing coding and robotics does not have.
Yeah.
First, we have programs that are the same across. Then, as a teacher who is teaching that coding and robotics, if you feel that there is something that can go above the level that the learners are doing, but also within what the
parameters.
ATP and the requirements are, then you are more than welcome to do that.
Oof. Okay. All right. So then, do you think the department is doing enough in terms of the introduction of AI in schools and subjects that are being introduced? Are they doing enough for the kids to prepare the kids for the environment that they find themselves in?
I don't think it's enough because it's not happening for all the schools. It's just selected schools. So then if you come and you print and you're from a school that has the program and I come from a school that does not have one, then you already have one up on me.
What do you think they need to do as a department? If the department is watching now, what as an educator who's on the ground would require from the department in terms of like AI and AI in schools? What should they be doing right now?
Before we even go to them looking at the learners, start with capacitating the teachers.
Okay.
Because there are schools where maybe they are chosen to pilot the program, but the teachers are not partaking in it because they were not capacitated. They do not know how to operate the gadgets. Oof. They do not know what it is to code. So before you even think about implementing it or bringing it to a certain school, have the teachers be workshopped.
Because, I can't teach what I don't know.
Exactly.
I can't teach what I don't know.
Yes.
Which begs the question, if AI predictions are saying, right? It's not me. I'm also just, this is my ChatGPT is saying in the next 5 to 10 years, most of the critical work that is being done by most professionals like teachers and doctors, AI will be able to do it, right? What then becomes your role in the future of education or in the education sector? Do you think about that?
Yes, I think it definitely does put us in a red zone, but I feel that we would still be needed as more facilitators to guide what they're doing, what they are learning.
Yeah.
Is it still stuff that is aligned with the curriculum? Is it going to assist them in choosing any career that they want to venture into in the future? So I think in as much as AI and IT and everything is advancing, there's still a level of human touch that will be needed. Yes.
All right. So you're not completely out of work.
No.
You'll be there.
You'll be there.
What worries you most about the future of education in terms of AI, with the involvement of AI?
I think it's making learners more lazy. Not just learners, even students above.
Yeah.
It's making them more lazy. The element of having to think or plan your work is gone. So even as a student, I remember just a year ago, I remember I was out of time and I had to submit, and I just went on there and I just fingers crossed, send.
Also, wait, you're still a student also?
Yes, I am still a student.
What are you studying now?
I'm doing my master's in mathematics education.
Oh, you want to finish all the books?
Yes, I mean, it also helps me because I'm still in the classroom on learning about ways that I can help the kids learn better in mathematics. So it's
That's exciting, but then also, how do you use AI when you are doing your work as a student? Does it come into your coursework at any point?
Yes, it does. I use it more as a guide, especially if I'm having like a cognitive block.
Okay.
Give me titles or subtopics that I can think about or write on under this.
Okay.
These are my specifications. What can I talk about? Then it just gives me subs. Then ideas start coming through that maybe
you're not thinking about.
theories that I need to use in the class to advance mathematics. Then those start coming back. That okay, actually, this is what I can do. Yes, not give me theories and explain them and put in sources and no.
Okay.
So it definitely does help to just as a guideline to steer me in the right direction.
Okay. So you know how to use this app correctly. So the kids that you teach are quite lucky because
They're still very young.
Right?
They're using it in ways that we are not allowed to use it. Yes.
So you've spoken about what worries you, but what excites you about the future of education in connection with AI?
Well, as a guide, it can give you more ideas.
Yeah.
It can make you work even at a faster pace. But that's if you are using it only as a guide. I'm excited at the ideas that it can give kids. I'm excited at how it can bring across someone's ideas better than how they had thought about.
Okay.
So you might just have one line and then it actually just brings out 50 other things that you can speak about. And right now we have a project in natural sciences. It's something that can help you with your everyday life, but with materials around you.
Okay.
But it has to be completely science. And my kids were rushing to AI.
Yeah.
There were beautiful projects that they brought me, projects that I did not see during my time.
Oh.
So that part I really liked.
So there is an upside.
There is
this.
an upside to it, yes.
What do you want your kids to know about the changing of times and the shift of new technology as we're in the fourth industrial revolution? What are you teaching them passively and directly about AI and technology as a whole?
Right now, I think I'm teaching them to remember that AI is just there to assist you, to push you, to guide your ideas, to assist you in your creation of writing. There are kids that cannot write and they can just present the ideas.
Yeah.
So even with a speech prompt, that is giving kids that did not have hope at all that I have the ability to do something. I'm getting nice marks. Because there were kids that were just, I know that I'm going to write this and fail, so why should I even try? Now with AI, I remember this one kid, he's in grade 7. As far as I've been teaching him, he's been getting ridiculously low marks.
Yeah.
I brought him into my class and I asked him to say his ideas onto my phone.
Yeah.
And then that generated stuff. I printed it out to him and I showed him, this is what you told me.
Ooh.
He was so happy.
Ooh.
The first ever distinction that he got in grade 7 was after that.
So you're right, because I mean, it is his work, because it comes from his brain. He just doesn't know how to articulate it.
Yes.
Do you think kids are struggling to write these days? Because it's coming across as that.
Yes.
And why is that?
A lot of kids that we have, especially in the higher grades, are kids who went through COVID.
Okay. Because it's grade 4 and 5. So they were learning at home.
Yes, they were learning at home. And in the lower grades, it's a critical stage where we are teaching them how to write, how to read, and all these things. So they had to do that over probably a Teams class or a Google class. So the teacher was not there to show them that this is how you write down stuff.
Yeah.
These lines, this is how the G has to go. This is how we add. This is how we use a column method. These are the spellings. So, and they were doing this with the assistance of parents. There are parents who would rather write stuff down for the learner than have the learner do it themselves.
Yeah.
So that is also coming into play now to say at the age where they had to be doing the stuff themselves, the parents were just like, okay, they're at home. The teacher's not seeing. I'll do this for you.
Yeah. And it's coming back to bite us.
It's coming back to bite us.
In a way. And AI is coming into that gap.
Yes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing though? Because if you're 12 and you can't write an essay, and now you are going to fully depend on an app to write your essays for you. That's worrisome for me.
It is, because now we need to think about when they go into work.
Yeah.
There are places where they will still want you to do things traditionally. You won't be able to go there and say, but I want to use a phone.
Yeah.
So the reality of it is, in as much as at the lower grades it's helping us, when they go into the workspace, the reality is different.
Yeah.
That is, I cannot now come to you, if you are my interviewer, and say, can I use my phone?
Yeah, can I use voice to speech
Yes,
or whatever?
that is already showing you that I may not be
fully up to par.
Yes.
To what the job demands.
Exactly. Because on a first contact basis, you don't know that about me, that this is what I depend on.
Yeah.
You just think that this person is ready for work and at the standards that we want them to perform, which may not be
the case. Because we've outsourced that part of it. Now, to teachers who now also have AI in their classrooms and they are against it, as someone who is for it, what would you like to say to them?
Some of them think it's making the kids much more lazy, that they do not want to do the work. They want a shortcut.
Yeah.
It's not a shortcut. It's just assisting, like it can also assist you. With the traditional way of teaching, we are used to chalk and a board. With AI and the introduction of technology in classrooms, that saves you much more time. If I come in with a PowerPoint presentation and all my notes that I want the kids to learn are on the board or on my projector, it saves me time from having to turn my back on the kids and write on the board. It gives me more time to interact with them and then also hear their ideas. So it's not just an environment where the learners are passive receivers of information.
Yeah.
It allows you to see that one learner that you thought was not smart is actually just not being taught the way that they understand knowledge. Maybe this is what would make them more engaged or invested to learn. Because some kids are very interested or very excited when they see that, oh, there's a laptop.
Yeah.
There's stuff shining on the board there. That's my projector.
Yeah.
They can see a video of things explaining there. It makes them excited to say, okay, Mem is sitting down today. Something is happening on the board.
Yeah.
It's a movie. Let's watch.
Yeah.
But they're actually learning. It makes it interesting for them. Then they actually invest more and they listen more.
Okay. This has been so insightful. I am so pleased with the conversation that we've had. It's so refreshing to have an educator who's like, hey, AI in the classroom actually works.
It does.
When you know how to use it and help you think throughout what you are doing, your coursework or your assignments, if you use it correctly.
If you use it correctly.
Yes. I think that's the conversation today, that an educator is saying, hey, educators are not against the AI in classrooms. They are just against people who are completely, or students who are completely outsourcing their learning to AI. Use AI to actually help you, guide you through subjects and topics that you're not understanding. And hopefully, my hope is maybe use it also just to read how to read and write. The English went there because I was thinking in Zulu, but that's what I'm thinking, because it's worrisome for me if you are 12 and you can't write fully and you're going to have to use a speech to app to write your essays and all of those things. But the gist of the conversation is AI in the classroom. Munei is not bad. It's here to stay and she's for it. Being an educator is such a demanding role, because there's so many factors that are at play. It's you in school, also it's parents at home. And you were saying that some parents were doing some assignments for kids, and as a result, kids now can't even write for themselves because they didn't get proper education. What can parents do to monitor AI, but then also just be invested more in their kids' education, especially in the way that kids are being taught now in this day and age?
Okay, so what I do with my kids and my parents, I have a group where it's both learners and parents.
Okay.
So with the kids that do not have phones, the parents are there. So when they're using their phones, they're actually right there with them, checking that, is this aligned to what the teacher said you should do? Because if you're going on sites that are not related to the subject, then you are straying from what the aim is.
Yeah.
So I'd advise the parents to be invested in their learners, within their kids' learning. We are not saying they should be the teachers. We depend on the parents to assist us in their learners' learning, in their kids' learning. So when the parents are invested in what the kids are learning, it also gives the kids a sense of, I have a police watching.
Okay.
I need to make sure that I am doing the work and not extra. That is not work related. So parents can just serve as also guides at home, because we guide the learners at work. So at home, we are depending on the parents to also do their part. It makes life so much simple for us. And it also makes life simple for the kids, because with learners that have their parents involved in their education, they actually do much better, because they know that my mom will want to hear what I'm saying, my dad will want to hear, my uncle is interested to learn what I have learned today at school. So that helps. In as much as you may not know what the topic is about, but with the learner having you available to them to explain stuff, this gives them a sense of excitement that my mom or my dad or whoever the guardian is interested to know that I am going to school and I am learning something.
Oh, and that's very important.
Yes.
It touched the nerve, because I was also interested in finding out if my parents are interested in what I'm studying. And that is so, so important. It gives the child warmth and comfort also to know everyone who's involved in this pie actually cares for me. So we are about to wrap up, but I want us to play a game.
Okay.
Right? It's a fun game. We call it Kill It or Keep It, right? So I don't want you to overthink anything. I'm going to mention some traditional education systems that are in place, and then you're going to tell me keep it or kill it in 3 seconds. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
3-hour exam?
Kill. 3 hours is so long.
I know, I said don't explain, but I'm like, what? How are you going to do it a university as exam without a 3-hour exam?
Let's chunk it up, guys.
Homework?
Keep.
Okay. Handwritten essays?
Keep.
Group work?
Keep.
Introduction of new subjects? Coding syntaxes? Am I saying that correctly?
Keep.
Okay. What is that, if you don't mind me explaining?
These are almost like little instructions that guide you into what you want to do. For example, let's say I want to create a background and I want it to be pink.
Yeah.
See how long I just said that?
Yeah.
It just makes things short.
Okay.
It's a word, pink, or just a number. And then when you run your code, pink.
Okay. It sounds like you want everything that's old to be out and everything that's new to be new and in.
In a way. In a way, yes. Because we need to move with the times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the education system, according to you, should be updated and be relevant to what 2026 looks like.
Yes. To what the work environment also needs. Remember, we are teaching them towards careers.
Oh, that's so true. Oh, that's so true. You're a fantastic guest. You're a fantastic educator. The kids that you teach, I'm sure, are so lucky to have you in your classroom. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Munei. If there's one thing that this conversation has made clear, is that AI is not here to replace education or educators. It's here to force education to evolve to 2026. Because maybe learning is no longer just about who can memorize the best. It's about thinking deeper. It's about thinking better and questioning deeper in concepts that you are learning, but then also learning how to work with these smart tools that you have at your disposal in your phone. And honestly, that might be the way to go. Njengenjalo-ke, this conversation doesn't end here. Yaqhubeka on our comment section. We want to know, do you think students, or AI rather, is helping students learn better or helping them avoid learning altogether? Send your comments and let's keep the conversation going with our growing community. And while you are there in our comment section, hit the subscribe and like button so you get our episode as we drop them. Igama Prince Wagamashinini. This is Everyday AI. I'll see you on the next one.